Here are a list of 10 anti-aging tips that, in all honesty, I don't see anyone talking about. And these are tips that, no, don't include sunscreen. While sun protection is obviously important for maintaining and improving the youthfulness of the skin, I'm not going to be talking about sunscreen, sun protective clothing, sun protection at all in this video. I've covered that, ad nauseum in many, many other videos, and you can watch those if you feel so inclined. Sun protection is definitely powerful, but these are tips and technique strategies that I incorporate into my life every single day. While these tips may seem small, the accumulated effect of applying these tips into your life every single day or whenever you approach these situations is powerful. You will reap the benefits in the long term. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you're new here, my name is Brandon. I am an anti-aging enthusiast, just like you, bringing to you anti-aging tips, research, and vlogs every single week. If you're into anti-aging research, just like me, please hit the subscribe button down below. I would love to share this space with you. And if you want to see more anti-aging tip videos like this, hit the like button down below too. That helps me to know what types of videos I should make in the future. So the first anti-aging tip that nobody really talks about is heat. So whenever I am like cooking a meal and I'm baking and I'm using the oven, I will be very, very hesitant to just reach my hand in there with just a mitten. Here's why. There are reports of bakers, like professional bakers who make cakes, pies, donuts, cookies, people who bake things for a living, who have more aged skin on their dominant hand, the hand that they use for putting things in the oven and pulling things out, even when they're using mittens. And it's because of heat and infrared radiation, which comes from the sun. Heat, when your skin is exposed to any sort of heat, that heat also induces free radical damage, oxidation, inflammation, may help to upregulate those MMPs, those matrix metalloproteinases that degrade collagen. For whenever I'm baking, I will always have long sleeves on and an oven mitt, and I will stand away from the oven, like at a sideways angle, so that the heat doesn't blast, my face and my neck, which is also prone to damage of heat and infrared radiation. Also, aside from just like the oven and using an oven mitt and long sleeves and just like coming at it from a diagonal and just being very quick about it, safely, obviously, I also avoid having direct sunlight hit my skin, even if I'm wearing sunscreen, because sunscreen doesn't really do a good job of protecting your skin from heat, from infrared radiation damage. And not only UV, the ultraviolet radiation that you can't see or feel, that ages the skin significantly, but also the heat from the sun, the infrared radiation, again, causes that inflammation, oxidative damage, the free radical production in your skin, and ages the skin. So I never let the heat of the sun, the direct sunlight, hit my skin, because that also is going to contribute to skin aging. Tip number 2, flying in airplanes. You're going to be exposed to some sort of like cosmic radiation when you're flying in the air. You just can't get around that. But when you are flying in an airplane and you are sitting in your seat, there's going to be someone invariably who has the windows open so that you can see the surroundings. It's very pretty, being up in the air and seeing the natural world. I love seeing just like different parts of the country from above, but I always choose a window seat so that I can control when the window is up and down, because when you're in higher altitudes, UVA in particular is strongest at those highest altitudes. So you're going to be exposed to stronger UVA that ages the skin. And even if you're wearing sunscreen, I don't rely just on sunscreen. I always rely on seeking shade, on using UPF 50 clothing. But flying in planes, I always make sure to close the blind whenever there's like really nothing to look at. If there's like something like a new city or something that we're flying over or we're flying into, I'll open the window and look at it. But I always choose not to, because the UVA is coming through the window. Windows do a great job at blocking UVB, ultraviolet B radiation, which leads to a sunburn and also leads to skin aging to a certain extent. But UVA goes straight through those windows, and you're not getting protection on those planes. And you can't really control other people around you. Maybe you're in an aisle or in the middle seat. You can't really control other people and what they do. So obviously wearing sunscreen and sun protective clothing, which I said I wasn't going to talk about, but really this tip is really about just flying in airplanes. I always try to choose the window seat just so I can control that window. Okay, so tip number 3, anti-aging tip number 3 is wearing white clothing. I love white clothing, okay, but I always spill things on it. Invariably, there's something, I think things are attracted to it. I'm drinking some Darjeeling tea right now, some black tea, which is actually anti-aging. So delicious. I love the bitterness of tea, black tea in particular, like a strong black tea. Fantastic for anti-aging. Those polyphenols help to inhibit those MMPs. But wearing white, which I love again, and I have some white UPF 50 clothing. White is the reflection that it has from the sun comes down and reflects UV off of that white significantly more so than any other color, and it reflects it up to your face, your neck, to the skin that's exposed to the element, that's not protected and that doesn't have like clothing on, obviously. So when the sunlight hits your white clothing, you're getting a significant reflection from that clothing into your face and your neck. And so I always try to avoid wearing white when I'm going outdoors or during the day. I'll wear white at night and then I'll spill something on it, obviously, because that's just how I am. But yeah, wearing white definitely reflects that UV to a significant degree. And also, you know, when you're outside and there's snow or water or like cement pavement, the UV is going to be reflected off of that pavement, the snow, the water, up to like 40 to 60%, maybe even more, depending upon the surface. So like really bright colors and just reflective surfaces are going to reflect that UV. So I always am aware of that. I'm always aware of just not wearing white during the day when I'm going outside, but I love white. So I do wear it, just not, you know, when I'm going, not just, I don't rely on just white clothing. Maybe I'll layer something on top of it, but yeah, wearing white may reflect that UV. Another thing is using metal sunglasses with frames. Same type of deal. It reflects the light, the UV onto your skin and around your eyes. So for me, I always choose like plastic sunglasses, which I don't really have. I have like the Ray-Bans that are just black, and black is really good at absorbing UV rays and absorbing the sun and the heat. So I try to use just like black glasses or sunglasses when I'm outdoors. I always use sunglasses when I'm outdoors, and something that's going to cover my eyelids and under my eyes and around my eyes, so that I'm getting, you know, not only do I sunscreen on around those areas, but I'm getting some UV protection from the sunglasses that's covering my eyes. The other anti-aging tip that I have is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, anti-aging tip number 5. We're halfway there. Is sleeping on cotton pillowcases. So this is something that I try to avoid. I'm in a hotel right now, if you can't tell. I'm in Italy. I just got here a couple of days ago, and I adjusted to the time zone pretty good. So I'm really proud of myself. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm actually filming this video the day it goes up. I'm not ahead, so I'm trying to really like get ahead here. But sleeping on cotton, and I can't avoid it here at this hotel, because like when I'm traveling and I'm at hotels, everything's cotton, and I love hotel beds. It's so relaxing. But when I'm at home, I always try to sleep on a silk pillowcase or a satin or silk pillowcase that's infused with copper peptides, which have anti-aging properties for the skin. The reason why I try not to sleep on cotton pillowcases is because they leach out they extract a lot of the moisture from your skin. So when you're going to bed, like right before you go to bed and you do your anti-aging skincare routine and you put on moisturizer, that moisturizer is really, really important for locking in that moisture while you sleep, because you lose moisture during sleep. So when you are sleeping on a pillowcase, so a white pillowcase, that moisture is getting extracted from your skin and being soaked up into the pillowcase. And so that can lead to just more dry looking skin, which is not great for anti-aging or just maintaining and promoting youthful looking skin. And a silk pillowcase is just a lot gentler on your skin. You're not absorbing a lot of the moisture into the silk pillowcase, and you're also not really tugging at the skin. Like cotton is pretty harsh on the skin. It tugs at the skin and can lead to, in my opinion, fine lines and wrinkles, just because it tugs at the skin and extracts that water and soaks up that moisture in the skin. So I always try to sleep on silk pillowcases and just maybe satin or silky pillowcases. I don't know if there's a lot of studies on this, but it's an ongoing strong theory that, in my opinion, is correct. The number 6 anti-aging tip is over-exercising. Actually, don't over-exercise. That's the tip. Over-exercising can lead to free radical damage in the body, oxidation, inflammation in the joints, and it's not great for your cardiovascular system. So I try to be very moderate in my exercise program. I definitely exercise. Exercise is key for anti-aging. There are studies suggesting that resistance training, for instance, can help to rejuvenate the skin by lowering inflammatory cytokines, which are markers for inflammation in the body, and also helping you to better utilize glucose. so that you don't have that glycation in the skin. So overexercising, definitely is not beneficial for your long-term anti-aging goals. And there is something like, I think runners have this a lot, where they're not if they're not replenishing their calories and they're not maintaining the output and the input appropriately, there can be some weight loss, and it can lead to volume loss in the face, which is not great for just maintaining the youthfulness and the vibrancy and the buoyancy of the skin in the face and the neck and everywhere else. So overexercising just isn't beneficial for the body in any capacity, not for the joints, not for the skin, but obviously exercise is definitely important. So is this number 7? Number 7 is having bright lights on at night. I don't have my lights with me, so hopefully I'm not too dark on this video, but bright lights at night, when the sun goes down, we evolved to kind of go down with the sun and rise with the sun. And that's why when we're exposed to bright lights, our serotonin levels in our brain increase and our melatonin is suppressed. Serotonin makes you feel awake. It makes you feel good. You can do things throughout the day. Melatonin makes you feel sleepy and lethargic and helps you fall asleep. And melatonin is also a powerful anti-aging neurohormone that's produced by the pineal gland in the brain. But when you have bright lights on at night, like just everywhere in your house, and you're watching TV and you're on your phone and you're on your devices, this blue light and this visible light is stimulating your serotonin levels when it's not supposed to be stimulated, and it's suppressing your melatonin levels when your melatonin is supposed to be rising at night, and your circadian rhythms is getting all out of whack, which your healthy circadian rhythms is essential for longevity, for anti-aging, for youthful skin, because melatonin is, like I said, a very powerful anti-aging, antioxidant-rich neurohormone that's produced by your brain, and it helps to activate the NRF2 pathway, which orchestrates endogenous antioxidants in your body. Endogenous antioxidants are basically antioxidants that are produced in your body, things like glutathione peroxidase, GSH, superoxide dismutase, SOD, catalase. These break down or neutralize free radicals in the body. So having a good balance of serotonin and melatonin in the day and in the night, respectively, is important. One thing that you can do if you want to keep your lights on, you still want to watch TV at night, is just get 100% blue light blocking glasses. Often they come in like an amber color. The lens are amber colored, and that will block a lot of the blue light. You can get the goggles so that it can just like trap, there's no like light escape or like entrance into your eyes. So you could do that at night if you are consistent with it, and that can be really helpful in just maintaining the balance of your circadian rhythms. The next one, I think, is this number 7 or number 8? I think it's number 8. So it's number 8. The number 8 anti-aging tip that nobody talks about is not getting out in nature. Now, obviously, I talk a lot about sun protection on this channel and seeking shade, and not being out in the sun too long, exposed with no protection. But getting out in nature still is important. You can protect your skin and maintain and promote the youthfulness of your skin and support the youthfulness of your skin, and still get out in nature, still connect with the natural world and connect with others too out in nature. It's really important. There are essential oils in the trees and the leaves that, when you breathe it in, it promotes some feelings of relaxation. When you're connecting with nature and you're connecting to the natural world, it does bring about a good deal of relaxation and serenity within yourself. And you just have to get out there. And that's really important, because when you are relaxed, when you're at ease, that helps to really activate the parasympathetic nervous system, so that you can better digest your food and assimilate the nutrients, that you can just have a overall, when you're stressed out and you're anxious, it does promote free radical damage, oxidation, inflammation in your body, in your skin. It shows up in your face. It just shows up in your demeanor. And I think it does contribute to like hair graying, because you have that free radical damage in your body. So for me, I try to get out in nature and go for a walk every single day. Now that it's getting warmer, we're going for like 3 walks a day. So I'm trying to reach my 10,000 steps and really get out in nature trails and really relaxing and getting connected back to the natural world. It really is about just relaxation and serenity and finding that bliss. Meditation can be helpful. Gratitude practices can be helpful. And also socializing and connecting with others. That's my number 9 tip. My number 9 anti-aging tip is really, really important, because when you're socializing, when you're connecting with family members and friends, you're making connections, and you're building connections within your community and strengthening your community. And it does relieve a lot of stress because you have people to talk to, you have people to connect to. So you're relieving that stress, and that's really important. And just, maintaining an overall positive attitude just overall can be connected to these things, relaxation and reducing negativity. Negativity is a powerful detriment to your anti-aging goals. A lot of people who are just negative overall tend to have a reduced lifespan and just more health issues overall. It tends to be a correlation there and an association over time. It just accumulates over time. People who practice gratitude, who are positive, tend to have a more associated longevity in their lives and just an overall better appearance, in my opinion. And yeah, just getting out there, reducing your negativity, getting your mind right and your mind in a positive space is so important because that, again, shows up in your demeanor and your attitude, and it's so, so important. And the number 10 tip, and this is the number 10 anti-aging tip that not a lot of people talk about, and probably because it's very controversial in today's society, in modern society. And I feel like I'm probably going to get some flack about it, and I'm probably going to get some criticism about it, but it's nevertheless, true. Like, I do believe this, and something that I practice is basically not drinking alcohol, or at least drinking it in moderation. Now, I'm not telling anyone not to do something. I'm not telling anyone to not drink. I don't really care what anyone else does. But for me personally, I choose not to engage in these activities because, people can enjoy it and be okay and just like totally fine. But alcohol in any amount, even if it's like from red wine, which has resveratrol, in my opinion, not enough resveratrol to justify the use of alcohol, just because alcohol is a neurotoxin for the brain. It's not great for the cardiovascular system, and it's not great for the skin. Alcohol depletes the endogenous antioxidants, like I was saying, the glutathione peroxidase, the superoxide dismutase. It's not great for your natural antioxidant systems. It depletes those antioxidant systems, and it leaves you just not being able to defend yourself as well. And over time, when when you're drinking, I guess when someone drinks and they're drinking maybe every day, or the accumulated damage that occurs over time is really what I'm trying to get at. These seem like small tips, but when you apply them consistently every single day or whenever you approach these situations is powerful for long-term results. And it's the same thing with like alcohol, smoking. These things deplete and just really reduce your natural defense mechanisms in your body and in your skin. So I try to really reduce my exposure to like smoke, for instance, and I just don't drink personally, just because I know that there's really no benefit to alcohol. Even people even say like red wine is beneficial and has health benefits, but again, not enough to. You can get resveratrol from a variety of sources. It's not just red wine, and there's sources that contain a greater amount of resveratrol than red wine. So I would look into those before alcohol, just because it's not great for the body and the skin. Again, I'm not telling anyone what to do. People can do it. People can drink alcohol, and I don't care what other people do. This is just what I do. This is an anti-aging tip and secret, if you will, that I implement, and I think it's really powerful. But there you go. There are my 10 anti-aging tips that nobody talks about. I hope you enjoyed this video. I didn't really edit this to a significant degree, so it's not a highly edited video. If you like these like more unedited sort of talking on the fly types of videos, hit that like button down below and let me know. That lets me know that I should make more videos like this in the future. So thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and in the meantime, I hope you have a good one. See you later. Bye.